Stop scrolling. Yeah, you. I see you pausing mid-swipe. Here's a question. What just made you stop? Was it a notification? A meme? Your cat knocking something expensive off the counter? No. It was something older than algorithms, deeper than dopamine hits. A presence, a shape, an energy that doesn't ask for your attention. It borrows it and forgets to give it back. Now, before you think this is some thirst trap manifesto, relax. This isn't about objectification. This is about appreciation. The kind of artistry that makes the Mona Lisa look like a rough draft. Tonight, we're decoding something the universe spent millions of years perfecting. The goddess blueprint. And no, you won't need a degree in art history. Just eyes, a pulse, and maybe a cold glass of water nearby. Let's begin. A woman's body isn't just seen, it's experienced. It's the visual equivalent of walking into a room that smells like fresh bread and vanilla. You don't know why you feel good, you just do. Every line, every curve. It's geometry having a conversation with gravity, and somehow both are winning. Let's start at the top. The shoulders, elegant, poised, the architectural foundation of the whole symphony. Not too broad, just confident enough to say, I've got this handled. Then comes the collarbone. Oh, the collarbone. That delicate little highway of elegance, gleaming like moonlight on water, guiding your gaze with all the subtlety of a GPS saying, continue, downward, you're doing great. And then, the plot thickens, the waist, that impossible beautiful pause in the composition. Like a sentence with a perfectly placed comma, it makes you stop, reset, and prepare for what's coming next. It's nature's way of saying, wait for it. And then, boom. The hips. Wide, rhythmic, generous. Not created for Instagram. Created for existence, for balance, for life. For walking into a room and making physics reconsider its laws. They don't just move. They conduct. Like a maestro directing an orchestra you can't hear but definitely feel. Now let's talk about the thighs. Strong enough to deadlift your excuses. Soft enough to make cashmere jealous. They move with this grounded elegance, like a panther on a morning stroll who also does Pilates. Every step is a statement. I could run a marathon, climb a mountain, or sit here and make you question your life choices. Your move. But here's where the real magic lives. Not in the shape, but in the texture. The skin, golden satin, sun-warmed velvet, luminous silk. It doesn't just catch light, it hosts it. Like light is a guest and skin is the world's best Airbnb. And here's the thing people don't talk about enough. That skin holds stories. Stretch marks? Those are lightning strikes of triumph. Freckles? Constellations drawn by summer itself. Scars? Proof that she's lived, loved, fallen, and gotten back up with better shoes. This isn't just surface. This is history you can touch. And when that skin catches the light at just the right angle, brother, the Renaissance is calling. They want their muse back. But wait, because all of this, the curves, the glow, the geometry, it's just the blueprint, the real masterpiece. That's when she moves. Suddenly, the art wakes up. The sway becomes a rhythm you can almost hear, like there's a bass line only she can access. The arch of her back becomes a heartbeat. The tilt of her head, a whole mood. She reaches for something on a high shelf, and the universe collectively whispers, okay, we need to talk about funding for the space program. But this can wait. A simple glance backward, just a glance, And suddenly you're rethinking your career, your zip code, your name. You're like, do I even need a 401k? Should I learn pottery? What is time? That's not manipulation. That's mastery. She doesn't chase attention. Attention chases her and apologizes for being late. She doesn't fill a room, she rezones it. Before she walked in, it was a Tuesday. Now it's a situation. Now let's pause for the fellas watching this thinking, okay, so when do I get my blueprint video? Relax, King. You'll get yours. But let's be honest. Our blueprint is like, have shoulders. Don't skip leg day. Smell good. Maybe own a plant. Hers is literally a TED Talk crossed with a Cirque du Soleil performance. We're playing checkers. She's playing 4D chess while doing her taxes and remembering your mum's birthday. Respect the craft. But here's the thing. And this is the thing. You can have all the curves, all the glow, all the geometry in the world. But without this, it's just a beautiful painting hanging in an empty room. Confidence. Not the loud kind. Not the look at me kind. The warm kind. The kind that doesn't need to announce itself because it already knows. The kind that glows like embers, steady and sure. It's the quiet certainty of a woman who's looked in the mirror and made peace with her reflection. Not because she's perfect, but because she's hers. That's the ingredient that turns curves into conversation, movement into magic, presence into power. You can see it in her walk. Not a strut, not a performance, just a woman moving through space like she owns mineral rights to the ground beneath her feet. You can see it in her smile. The one that starts slow in the eyes, spreading like sunrise. The kind that makes you want to be a better person just to deserve being smiled at. This confidence? It's not arrogance. It's not ego. It's self-respect set to music. And once you see it, feel it, experience it, everything else becomes background noise. So what is the goddess blueprint really? It's not a checklist, not a formula, not a set of measurements. It's the emotion a woman carries in her body. The way her presence shifts the air before she even speaks. The way her confidence transforms ordinary moments into memories. It's the glance that steals breath. The laugh that rewrites your day. The movement that makes time pause and reconsider its schedule. The goddess blueprint isn't drawn in lines. It's written in warmth, motion, grace, and fire. In the stretch marks that tell stories. In the strength wrapped in softness. In the quiet power of a woman who knows exactly who she is. And here's the beautiful truth. Every woman carries this blueprint. Not because of how she looks, but because of how she feels in her own skin. The world doesn't need her to be perfect. It just needs her to be present. Fully. Unapologetically. Magnetically. Once you've witnessed that kind of presence, once you've felt it shift the room, steal your focus, and rearrange your priorities, nothing else will ever compare. The world doesn't just change shape. She becomes the shape the world bends around. And you? You just became a believer. Welcome to the Blueprint. Class dismissed. Subscribe if you survived this. Comment if you're still breathing. Like if you need that cold water now.